what was coming or what he was going to do in retirement and whether or not that included football or not in his future. But apparently just a few days of retirement was more than enough for Hauck. He was officially named the defensive coordinator at Illinois on Monday, just 5 days after his retirement press conference. This will be the first time in Coach Hauck's career that he served as a defensive coordinator. Hauck has always been more of a defensive and special teams guy. He coached linebackers and defensive backs at several stops before becoming the head coach of Montana. His previous FBS stops was as a special teams coordinator for several seasons at San Diego State, following the end of his head coaching tenure with UNLV. The now Big Ten coach is already in Champaign this week as Illinois football posted the following video with Coach Hauck on Tuesday.
Morning, Illini fans. Standing out here in front of the statue of the great Dick Butkus, one of my favorite players of all time. Really excited to be here and be part of the Illini family. Excited to coach this defense. We're going to play an exciting, aggressive brand of defense. Can't wait for the opening game next fall. Hope to see you there. ILL.
That'll wrap things up for your Sports Minute. I'm Vince Bagby for SWX Montana.
Welcome in. I'm weather forecaster Kyrie Leasing. I've got your headlines for this Friday. Today we're seeing a lot of mild and dry, partly cloudy conditions. Now this is really where it's going to end, is today. We're seeing a lot more of winter weather coming up, especially into the weekend and into that midweek Tuesday, Wednesday range. Now tonight we're seeing a lot of that winter weather start to take effect with the cooler overnight lows, especially in western Montana. Now this is where the precipitation is starting, primarily in the Rocky Mountain front area. Among those mountain passes, we're seeing a lot of those conditions especially ramp up thanks to this low pressure wave that's bringing a lot of those conditions from western Montana into those Rocky Mountain front areas and into central Montana. Now a lot of those conditions we're seeing are pretty light compared to Saturday and Sunday, but we're seeing a lot of those conditions start to ramp up into Tuesday. Really where it matters is in those mountain passes in western Montana, in that Rocky Mountain front area. Marias Pass, Lolo Pass, McDonald Pass, Rogers Pass, all these mountain passes are seeing a lot more precipitation, ranging from 2 inches to 8 inches, which is possible throughout the rest of the weekend. Now this is where we're seeing a lot of those winter weather conditions ramp up. Midweek precipitation is inbound, especially thanks to this low pressure wave that's bringing a lot of those conditions from the south continental states into the rest of Montana, where we're seeing a lot of those conditions ramp up. Now this is where we're seeing a lot of precipitation starting in western Montana, ranging into the lower elevations from 1 to 2 inches, but as for those higher elevations, we could be seeing a lot more, especially near the Rocky Mountain front area, where we're seeing a lot of those conditions ramp up. Now we want you to get to your Valentine's Day destination safe, so if you're on those mountain passes, just make sure to take it slow, reduce your speed, avoid locking your brakes, don't power up on those hills. You don't want to slide all the way down or up them. Now pack some emergency gear as well. You never know with us unpredictable Montana weather what could happen, so take it slow. Slow and steady wins the race, as I always say. Now we're also seeing a lot more higher winds combined with that precipitation, which can be expected to continue throughout the rest of the next week. Now we're seeing a lot more cooler winds spreading from western Montana thanks to that low pressure wave and into the rest of central and eastern Montana is where we're seeing a lot of those conditions. Now forecasted lows for tonight are ranging into the 20s and 30s. A lot of cooler conditions seen in south central Montana near that western border. Now forecasted highs for tomorrow are still staying pretty warm, especially in eastern Montana, ranging into those 40s and higher 50s as well in eastern Montana, like areas like Great Falls, Lewistown, seeing a lot of those warmer temps into those 50s. Now overall, we're gearing up for quite a weather shift into winter weather. So here's a late February Valentine's Day gift. I don't know. Have a great rest of your day. This has been your nonstop local weather update.
Welcome to your SWX Sports Minute. When Grizz head coach Bobby Hauck announced his retirement last week, he said he did not know what was coming or what he was going to do in retirement and whether or not that included football or not in his future. But apparently just a few days of retirement was more than enough for Hauck. He was officially named the defensive coordinator at Illinois on Monday, just 5 days after his retirement press conference. This will be the first time in Coach Hauck's career that he served as a defensive coordinator. Hauck has always been more of a defensive and special teams guy. He coached linebackers and defensive backs at several stops before becoming the head coach of Montana. His previous FBS stops was as a special teams coordinator for several seasons at San Diego State, following the end of his head coaching tenure with UNLV. The now Big Ten coach is already in Champaign this week as Illinois football posted the following video with Coach Hauck on Tuesday.
Morning, Illini fans. Standing out here in front of the statue of the great Dick Butkus, one of my favorite players of all time. Really excited to be here and be part of the Illini family. Excited to coach this defense. We're going to play an exciting, aggressive brand of defense. Can't wait for the opening game next fall. Hope to see you there. ILL.
That'll wrap things up for your Sports Minute. I'm Vince Bagby for SWX Montana.
Of your week into February, Missoula and Kalispell starting the weekend with some precipitation, cooling from those higher 40s into those 30s and single-digit temperatures into those lows, especially in the Kalispell area. But we're seeing a lot of midweek precipitation throughout the rest of the state as well. Now, Helena and Great Falls, cooling down from those higher 40s and 50s into those 40s and 30s. Cooler temps definitely seen in the Great Falls area, dropping into sub-zero temps into those lows, but we're seeing a lot of those temps landing in around those 30s and 10s. Midweek precipitation expected. Butte and Bozeman cooling from those higher 40s, seeing a little bit more warmer temps in the Bozeman area, then cooling down with that midweek precipitation from those 40s into those lower 30s and 10s. Billings and Miles City cooling from those higher 50s into those 40s and 30s. Cooler temps seen in the Miles City area, but expecting some midweek precipitation into Tuesday. Lewistown and Glasgow, definitely seeing cooler temps in the Glasgow area, cooling from those higher 40s into those 30s, 20s, and then 10s, slowly cascading. Lewistown, though, is staying in those 40s and 50s at least up until Monday, then cooling down with that midweek precipitation into those 30s and single-digit temperatures. Now, as we get into the rest of February, we're seeing a little bit more precipitation expected in western and central Montana, not as much in eastern Montana, but we're definitely seeing average conditions in central and eastern Montana with a lot more cooler temps seen in the northwestern and into the central part of Montana, where we're seeing a lot more cooler temperatures, especially in the Kalispell area, where we'll be seeing a lot more of those single-digit temperatures as we're expecting to get into the rest of February. Now, you have a great rest of your day. This has been your nonstop local weather update.
Welcome to your SWX Sports Minute. When Grizz head coach Bobby Hauck announced his retirement last week, he said he did not know what was coming or what he was going to do in retirement and whether or not that included football or not in his future. But apparently just a few days of retirement was more than enough for Hauck. He was officially named the defensive coordinator at Illinois on Monday, just 5 days after his retirement press conference. This will be the first time in Coach Hauck's career that he served as a defensive coordinator. Hauck has always been more of a defensive and special teams guy. He coached linebackers and defensive backs at several stops before becoming the head coach of Montana. His previous FBS stops was as a special teams coordinator for several seasons at San Diego State, following the end of his head coaching tenure with UNLV. The now Big Ten coach is already in Champaign this week as Illinois football posted the following video with Coach Hauck on Tuesday.
Morning, Illini fans. Standing out here in front of the statue of the great Dick Butkus, one of my favorite players of all time. Really excited to be here and be part of the Illini family. Excited to coach this defense. We're going to play an exciting, aggressive brand of defense. Can't wait for the opening game next fall. Hope to see you there. ILL.
That'll wrap things up for your Sports Minute. I'm Vince Bagby for SWX Montana.
Welcome in. I'm weather forecaster Kyrie Leasing. I've got your headlines for this Friday. Today we're seeing a lot of mild and dry, partly cloudy conditions. Now this is really where it's going to end is today. We're seeing a lot more of winter weather coming up, especially into the weekend and into that midweek Tuesday, Wednesday range. Now tonight we're seeing a lot of that winter weather start to take effect with the cooler overnight lows, especially in western Montana. Now this is where the precipitation is starting, primarily in the Rocky Mountain front area among those mountain passes. We're seeing a lot of those conditions especially ramp up thanks to this low pressure wave that's bringing a lot of those conditions from western Montana into those Rocky Mountain front areas and into central Montana. Now a lot of those conditions we're seeing are pretty light compared to Saturday and Sunday, but we're seeing a lot of those conditions start to ramp up into Tuesday. Really where it matters is in those mountain passes in western Montana, in that Rocky Mountain front area. Marias Pass, Lolo Pass, McDonald Pass, Rogers Pass, all these mountain passes are seeing a lot more precipitation ranging from 2 inches to 8 inches, which is possible throughout the rest of the weekend. Now this is where we're seeing a lot of those winter weather conditions ramp up. Midweek precipitation is inbound, especially thanks to this low pressure wave that's bringing a lot of those conditions from the south continental states into the rest of Montana, where we're seeing a lot of those conditions ramp up. Now this is where we're seeing a lot of precipitation starting in western Montana, ranging into the lower elevations from 1 to 2 inches, but as for those higher elevations, we could be seeing a lot more, especially near the Rocky Mountain front area where we're seeing a lot of those conditions ramp up. Now we want you to get to your Valentine's Day destination safe, so if you're on those mountain passes, just make sure to take it slow, reduce your speed, avoid locking your brakes, don't power up on those hills. You don't want to slide all the way down or up them. Now pack some emergency gear as well. You never know with us unpredictable Montana weather what could happen, so take it slow and steady wins the race, as I always say. Now we're also seeing a lot more higher winds combined with that precipitation, which can be expected to continue throughout the rest of the next week. Now we're seeing a lot more cooler winds spreading from western Montana thanks to that low pressure wave and into the rest of central and eastern Montana is where we're seeing a lot of those conditions. Now forecasted lows for tonight are ranging into the 20s and 30s. A lot of cooler conditions seen in south central Montana near that western border. Now forecasted highs for tomorrow are still staying pretty warm, especially in eastern Montana, ranging into those 40s and higher 50s as well in eastern Montana, like areas like Great Falls, Lewistown, seeing a lot of those warmer temps into those 50s. Now overall, we're gearing up for quite a weather shift into winter weather. So here's a late February Valentine's Day gift. I don't know. Have a great rest of your day. This has been your nonstop local weather update. Welcome in. I'm weather forecaster Kyrie Leasing. I've got your headlines for this Friday. Today we're seeing a lot of mild and dry, partly cloudy conditions. Now this is really where it's going to end is today. We're seeing a lot more of winter weather coming up, especially into the weekend and into that midweek Tuesday, Wednesday range. Now tonight we're seeing a lot of that winter weather start to take effect with the cooler overnight lows, especially in western Montana. Now this is where the precipitation is starting, primarily in the Rocky Mountain front area among those mountain passes. We're seeing a lot of those conditions especially ramp up thanks to this low pressure wave that's bringing a lot of those conditions from western Montana into those Rocky Mountain front areas and into central Montana. Now a lot of those conditions we're seeing are pretty light compared to Saturday and Sunday, but we're seeing a lot of those conditions start to ramp up into Tuesday. Really where it matters is in those mountain passes in western Montana, in that Rocky Mountain front area. Marias Pass, Lolo Pass, McDonald Pass, Rogers Pass, all these mountain passes are seeing a lot more precipitation ranging from 2 inches to 8 inches, which is possible throughout the rest of the weekend. Now this is where we're seeing a lot of those winter weather conditions ramp up. Midweek precipitation is inbound, especially thanks to this low pressure wave that's bringing a lot of those conditions from the south continental states into the rest of Montana, where we're seeing a lot of those conditions ramp up. Now this is where we're seeing a lot of precipitation starting in western Montana, ranging into the lower elevations from 1 to 2 inches, but as for those higher elevations, we could be seeing a lot more, especially near the Rocky Mountain front area where we're seeing a lot of those conditions ramp up. Now we want you to get to your Valentine's Day destination safe, so if you're on those mountain passes, just make sure to take it slow, reduce your speed, avoid locking your brakes, don't power up on those hills. You don't want to slide all the way down or up them. Now pack some emergency gear as well. You never know with us unpredictable Montana weather what could happen, so take it slow, slow and steady wins the race, as I always say. Now we're also seeing a lot more higher winds combined with that precipitation, which can be expected to continue throughout the rest of the next week. Now we're seeing a lot more cooler winds spreading from western Montana thanks to that low pressure wave and into the rest of central and eastern Montana is where we're seeing a lot of those conditions. Now forecasted lows for tonight are ranging into the 20s and 30s. A lot of cooler conditions seen in south central Montana near that western border. Now forecasted highs for tomorrow are still staying pretty warm, especially in eastern Montana, ranging into those 40s and higher 50s as well in eastern Montana, like areas like Great Falls, Lewistown, seeing a lot of those warmer temps into those 50s. Now overall, we're gearing up for quite a weather shift into winter weather. So here's a late February Valentine's Day gift. I don't know. Have a great rest of your day. This has been your nonstop local weather update.
Since 1949, Rimrock Credit Union has grown from humble beginnings, operating out of a car trunk. While times have evolved, our core mission endures, delivering outstanding service and upholding the cooperative values that drive us. We're rooted in the principle of people helping people, offering seamless lending and personalized support. Join a legacy of community-focused banking that's thrived for over 7 decades. Switch to Rimrock Credit Union, where exceptional service meets a commitment to you since day one.
At Billings Clinic, care continues beyond our walls. It's here on cool fall nights and warm packed gyms. It's here for the setbacks and celebrations. From the first practice to the final whistle and into next season, we're here for the schools that shape our student athletes and the moments that make our community proud.
SWX Nonstop Local presents the Billings Clinic Montana Sports Series. Live Montana sports all year long, from the Montana High School Association to the Frontier Conference. If you're looking for your favorite Montana team, we've got you covered. Right now on SWX Nonstop Local, it's the Billings Clinic Montana Sports Series.
You've got the skills. Now it's time to put them to use at a job you love. Join us for the JSEC Jobs Jamboree at Metro Park Pavilion on March 18th. Early entrance for veterans, U.S. military reservists, and their families at 11. Then from 11:30 to 5, we're open to the public. Find employment opportunities across many diverse industries and receive the opportunity to engage in face-to-face discussions with potential employers. There's something for everyone. For more info, call Job Service Billings at 652-3080 today, and we'll see you at the 34th Annual Jobs Jamboree. Introducing the Kubota M74 Series diesel tractor from Billings Kubota. Simple, reliable, and built to last, this powerhouse delivers unmatched productivity and comfort to your farming tasks. Engineered for efficiency, the M74 Series effortlessly handles every job, boasting advanced technology, superior performance, and a smooth ergonomic ride to keep you working comfortably all day long. Whether you're plowing fields or hauling loads, this tractor is your ultimate farm companion. Ready to elevate your farm game? Visit Billings Kubota today and experience the difference.
United Way of Yellowstone County works tirelessly to improve lives by connecting people to opportunities to create a resilient community and build strong futures. We will highlight the good they do for our neighbors in need, let you know how you can help, and inform you of the programs they provide. Join us for Strength in Service, the final Friday of each month on the Nonstop Local News at 6. Sponsored by Valley Credit Union.
I would never smile before until after I had my teeth worked on here, and now I'm smiling all the time. I look younger, I just feel better. We were having trouble finding somebody in Montana to work on our special needs boy Trevor, and a Grand Avenue Dental Care, the only one that would do it. Now he is doing so much better. Everybody that works here at this office will make you feel like you're part of a family.
Agriculture is vital to Montana. That's why Nonstop Local wants to keep you informed on all that's happening in the fields and ranches of Big Sky Country. The Western Ag Network has years of knowledge and experience, so they can tell you the stories that matter, the stories that make a difference and impact our way of life. Join us every weekday morning on Wake Up Nonstop Local for the Farm and Ranch Report, brought to you locally by S-Bar S Building Center.
Dad is sizzling right out the gate as he gets the family breakfast started.
Now he's moving into the egg crack. Flawless execution so far in the first 2 courses.
And here comes Mom with the assist on the pancake batter.
Look at the teamwork as they nail that quadruple flip.
Now, the moment of truth. All of this hard work. Oh, and they stick the landing.
Such precision. Oh, and now they're just showing off.
You serve the breakfast, we'll serve the news and weather on Wake Up Montana.
Literacy is so important. It shapes how they think and feel, and it helps them interact in school, in future careers. Like, it's just super important in growing them as a successful person.
Reading and literacy is just the foundation of all academic success. So for me to see kids get excited about any kind of literature, it reminds me of why I do what I do.
Getting a new book every time, like something that you love to read, I think it's really cool just to get the opportunity to explore all that.
We want to know who your favorite teacher is. Do they go above and beyond inside and outside the classroom? Do they spark imagination and creativity in the students? Nonstop Local Billings wants to recognize these outstanding educators with a Gold Star Award.
Nominate a teacher on nonstoplocal.com. Monthly winners will receive a plaque, $250 for their classroom, and gifts from our sponsors, Hansers Automotive and AVA Law Group.
And City Brew have partnered for Coffee for a Cause. Coffee for a Cause recognizes all the good our local nonprofits and first responders do for our community. Each month, one of these groups will be selected for a special City Brew coffee delivery, and we'll let you know about their work in the community. If you'd like to make a Coffee for a Cause nomination for a local business or organization, visit our page under the More tab at nonstoplocal.com today. Then join us to deliver Coffee for a Cause.
Tune into the Nonstop Local News at 10 p.m. weeknights, Monday through Friday for Your Money. This segment will include financial news that affects your pockets every day. You'll gain insights into the market and hear stories from the experts about the economy, inflation, investing, and retirement. You may just learn some things that could help you save your money. Your Money on Nonstop Local News is brought to you locally by Black Hills Federal Credit Union.
SWX Nonstop Local presents the Billings Clinic Montana Sports Series. Live Montana sports all year long, from the Montana High School Association to the Frontier Conference. If you're looking for your favorite Montana team, we've got you covered. Right now on SWX Nonstop Local, it's the Billings Clinic Montana Sports Series.
And welcome back to the PE Center here on the campus of Carroll College. 50-33 is our score. Saints lead by 17. Chris Byers along with Jason Walker, and a night that has favored Carroll from the get-go. Women won by 10, men looking to get the two-game sweep as we get to the final weekend of the regular season next week, and then it's on to the postseason, the Frontier Conference. Highlights from the first half of this one.
Well, you know, both teams, Chris, came out firing, and Northern was hot early, and then they really cooled off and allowed Carroll to build that lead. But it was Maxwell early, hit a couple of big threes. Northern shot 42%, and although they're only 4 of 15 from beyond the arc, they found some success late in that first half, just penetrating, dishing off like you see there, and a plethora of players have really stepped up to get Northern, part of their 33. They actually had the lead. It was 12-10. It was back and forth for a long time in that beginning of the first half, and then about the 11-minute mark, Northern just went ice cold.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that the Carroll College did so well, Jason, in the first half is just tremendous ball movement, recognizing the cutting lanes, getting guys the ball, and then just getting good, easy shots because they got great looks at the basket.
Well, and that's one thing that Dan Pearson likes to do, and that was a great move by the big guy, Dean Blair, who as a freshman has earned a lot of playing time. But Crane, just, hey, I know you're in my face, but I'm going to shoot. And then Kellen Harrison, what a spark plug, as a sophomore starter for this team. And he can shoot, he can drive. De La Cruz was early, and then Blair late, but man.
And those are the kind of plays that I was talking about, where the recognition of where everyone is and getting the easy looks. And a lot of Carroll's points were point blank range, and then Harrison, of course, getting it done. He's got 12 points in the first half, so he has had himself a game, and really a good comeback game from last night, where Harrison had 18 points in last night's game, and here we go again.
Yeah, and he's just so good, and Carroll, a big difference right now. 22-16, the advantage in the paint, which is fantastic. And, both teams shot it well, not a lot of turnovers, 8 combined. You look at the stat sheet, though, 9 assists for Carroll on 18 made buckets. They're very good at passing the ball.
They are.
To your point.
Yeah, and I love the way Coach Pearson, the way he's developed this team from year one to now, and how they play so well together and gel. And again, and we said this in the women's game, when they're playing well, they're as good as anybody in the Frontier Conference, and they're sure playing like it tonight. We got to step away one more time when we come back. It's half number 2 here in Helena between the Saints and the Lights.
In the market for a transmission? Call Hansers and save hundreds on a remanufactured transmission built and dyno tested by our certified technicians. Each manufactured transmission comes with a Hansers built torque converter, ensuring a perfect match. And we stand behind our work with transmission warranties for 3 years or 100,000 miles. OEM accuracy, quality, and consistency. Because when it comes to your well-being, nothing replaces experience. Trust Hansers.
Join us at Swift River Ranch on February 28th for a night of possibilities and laugh out loud with comedian Eric Knowles.
A little about me. My name's Eric. I served in the Marine Corps from 1998 to 2000. I love how you just assumed that I did a good job. That's very nice.
All proceeds from this event go to support veterans programs at the Adaptive Performance Center. For tickets, call 406-281-3848.
Experience the Home Improvement Show March 6, 7, 8 at Metro Park, boasting over 650 exhibits, showcasing the latest home improvement trends and innovations. Win over $80,000 in prizes, including a $1,500 Ridgepoint Gutters package. Click on the More tab now at nonstoplocal.com and enter to win. From DIY to high-end design and everything in between, it's the place you want to be, and it's free. So, where to?
Nothing affects our daily life more than the weather, and you can stay on top of it with the Fireplace Center Live Cam. You'll see fast-changing conditions, breaking weather, and a complete picture of what's happening out your window every night on Nonstop Local Billings. Accurate reporting, an experienced weather team, and the Fireplace Center Live Cam, all part of what makes us your trusted source for local weather.
And welcome back as we close in on the start of the second half of tonight's Frontier Conference matchup between Carroll and MSU-Northern. And Jason, the numbers in the first half, and boy, the one that just jumps out at me is the shooting percentage for the Saints in that first half.
Yeah, 56%, 18 of 32. You know, they were 4 of 7 from beyond the arc. They had the same amount of makes as Northern. Northern just fired up 8 more, and that's why their shooting percentage is, honestly, that's the big reason why it's so low. And Carroll getting, some very good rebounds, but at that point in the paint, and then, look at the bench points, 17-11 in favor of Carroll, and that's a lot of the Dean Blair show right there.
Well, they're winning across the board statistically, and you would expect a lead, and they have one, and we'll see if they can maintain that as they look for their 18th win of the season, and again, just a half game back of Bellevue for second place in the Frontier Conference, both teams trailing Rocky Mountain College. A Bears win tonight, and they will clinch at least a share of the Frontier Conference title, but they do own most of the tiebreakers. So yeah, it looks like on the men's side, barring something happening, Rocky will be the regular season champion. They'll be the 1 seed, and then they will get that extra day off. They'll play on the opening night and then have a day off. Carroll could be the 2 seed, could be the 3. MSU-Northern safely in that 7 spot.
Yep. Yeah, they'll play either Bellevue or Carroll in that opening round.
That's right.
That's how it's going to work out. We talked in the women's game about adjustments at halftime, and if you're Carroll, one thing you don't want to see is that step back from your intensity you had in the first half, whereas in the women's game it was almost sluggish for the Carroll women before they turned it on in the second half. Well, the men would like to just keep rolling. It was one of our Butte Auto keys of the game. Just keep rolling on.
That's right, as De La Cruz drives deep, pulls up, misses the shot. And here come the lights. Trailing by a bunch.
And they're going to get Sayers.
Yeah, Sayers on collision.
Well, he's trying to post up Isaac Round, and he kind of chicken armed him, and Coach Hughes not a big fan of that one as he just puts his head. That is a coach that has been doing this a long time.
So they're going to review to see if this is going to be a flagrant foul.
Oh, wow, okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It was a good battle, physical, between Round and Sayers, the 4th. By the way, nice red tie on Valentine's Day.
Well, I wish I could take credit for that, but my lovely wife usually puts my ensemble together.
Yeah, you can see there, we got it a little bit late, but Sayers with the elbow to the neck area, and it's just a common foul. So I like what the officials did there. They went over to made sure that it wasn't a flagrant, and, everybody's happy.
Yes, my significant other's alone by herself in the hotel room in Helena. What a great way to spend Valentine's Day. So she's going to cash in, though. She's building up the points.
Well, as we get a nice job by Crane to just even get the ball back. My 40th birthday, my wife took me out to Washington, D.C. Her 30th, I was doing radio for Carroll at the time. We were in Havre on her 30th birthday, and she got a pretzel and cheese. I had like a Travel Channel type Italian restaurant on my 4th.
Oh, boy. Here's McEnroe. Three-pointer on the way and good. So nicely done there. Sayers.
That's a couple threes for him.
He has 29 coming into tonight. He leads the team in threes.
Which is really weird.
6-7, right?
When you think about a Northern squad, 19 is your team leader. When this is a team that fires up hundreds of them.
McEnroe is tripped up, maintains control of the basketball.
And I'm going to tell you why that was not a travel. He did not move his feet when he hit the ground. It is okay to do that. And that is great officiating right there, especially Tom Dwyer up front.
Here's Sewell with the basketball. Under 10. Drives. Now, beautiful pass on a cutter down the baseline, but Ramos can't finish.
Well, if I got to spend anybody or time with anybody other than my significant other and my wife and kids for Valentine's, I'd rather spend it with you and this XWX crew.
There we go. I will second that. It's been a fun season, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing better. High school, college, in this state, I love it. And this is one of the best times of the year because football's over, right? We got the Super Bowl. It's all done. Turnaround, Maxwell, no good. But you look at where we're at. We're a couple of weeks away from postseason. We got state wrestling. Is it next
Just
week
around
at the
the corner?
Metro? Or in 2
well,
weeks?
they bumped it a week. Normally it would be, but they moved it back a week. There was a conflict with Metro, so it'll be a week later than normal. Normally, state wrestling is the first state tournament of the winter. Oh, nice little cut and roll to the basket of Sayers. Sayers with the finish. He's got a dozen now.
Yep.
And the lead is down to 14, so hang on. Light's not going away just yet.
No, and there's a reason they have 11 conference wins. This is a good basketball team.
Harrison gets his own miss. Keeps it alive for the Saints on the offensive end. De La Cruz kicks it out to Harrison.
Yeah, he's a pretty good baseball player, too, with the Bucks. I think they won a state title with him.
How is he in speech and debate? Probably.
He nailed it. He was always on the pro side, and they won.
He could probably come up here and outdo us on our job.
100%.
100%, yeah. You know that guy, though, or girl. There's certain athletes that are just good at everything.
Yep. I see a foul and 2 free throws coming up for the Saints. That's the third team foul here on Northern. So looking forward to seeing what Harrison does at the free throw line. He's solid anyway.
Only 87%.
Only,
so
yeah.
I'm sure he beats himself up over that.
His family, I played with both uncle and dad in Legion baseball in Bozeman. Great family. Grandpa Jim. Or as they say in couples retreat, Papa Jim Jim. Oh, one out of two again.
No good.
That's the second time he's done that.
Ramos pulls it down.
It's so interesting watching Trace and Gillett from Box Elder and how he dominated Class C basketball for the last 4 years.
Oh, there's a three on the way. And
Austin Ramos.
Ramos hits, and all of a sudden, we got a 12-point game with 16 to go here in the second half. Saints have cold to start the second half. Nice drive and finish.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, Isaiah Crane, they needed that one. Crane with a finish. He's got 14.
You know, if Northern can get it to single digits about the 12 to 10-minute mark, they'll be in good shape.
Good defense there by Harrison.
Yeah, Hughes will call a timeout.
Timeout taken. That was a good job. Delp was all tied up. Calls the timeout. 15:54 to go here in the second half. Saints lead by 14.
We come from everywhere, drawn to a name, a history, a legacy. But for us, it's more than just a name. It's the rhythm of the streets. It's the roar of the kennel. It's the dream in every kid's heart. Every time I put on this jersey, I feel that rhythm, that roar, that dream. Now it's time to see us, to feel us, to watch us. Join SWX and be part of the excitement this season.
It's time to color the weather with White Heating and Air Conditioning and Nonstop Local Billings.
We want to see how artistic you are, kids. The only limitation is your imagination.
Just draw, paint, or color the weather. Then every Wednesday on the Nonstop Local News at 5, a winning artist will be selected and given a $25 gift card to Wendy's. To get your Color the Weather form, visit White Heating, the Nonstop Local Billing Studio, or go to nonstoplocal.com and print one out.
I think I see some good weather heading our way.
Well, the keys to our game tonight brought to you by Butte Auto. Easy to find off I-90 at the Harrison Avenue exit in Butte. Find your next ride at Butte Auto.
How come we can't get chairs like that to do games in? I mean, we're sitting on hard bleachers. I think next time we do a game anywhere, we should get to sit in the best seats in the house.
Well, not only did they get the lazy boy, but you got the popcorn working.
Hot
some
dog,
stuffed animals, some fries. You got snacks.
Very nice end table there as well.
Oh, man, that is the ticket for us.
Hey, I know where to get that furniture if you want to get a hold of me. We got a good game growing here, Chris. It's a lot better than it was at the end of the first half.
It is. This Lights team has come back strong here to start the second half. Shot won't go. Crane is there for the rebound. Saints up by 14.
You know, and I mentioned at the start of the half, Chris, is would Carroll get a little complacent with that almost 20-point lead?
Harrison gives it up. Crane, little floater in the lane, gets his own rebound, goes back up again, up and in. What a great play by Isaiah Crane, who just stayed with it and gets the finish.
Good stick-to-itiveness.
Here's Maxwell. Across quickly. Lights need to play with a sense of urgency, down 16.
You know, there's a lot of time. You're going to get the foul on Harrison. The hip check, just the second team foul. You know, a lot more cleanly played than there was in the first half here, in the first 5 minutes at least of the second half it is.
Crane's having another great game. 16 points now to lead the way for the Saints as we go under the 15-minute mark of the second half.
That's
and
just
this
an
one,
airy pass.
Yep, and Isaac Round will bring it across.
You know, he's been quiet tonight on the offensive end.
Crane for three, and he's feeling it.
Wow.
Isaiah Crane is feeling it. He's got 19, and it's back to a 19-point lead.
Yeah, that just like that. You know, I wanted to finish my thought as Gillott passes over. You know, he dominated Class C basketball for 4 years. 3 state championships in a row, and a big 3 there for Ramos.
Yeah, they needed that.
It's got to be weird for him to step from that role into sparingly played as a freshman, but he seems to be handling it okay.
I would say, yes. So the Lights answer, back to a 16-point game. Here's Crane. A little floater on the baseline, contact, no foul. Here comes McEnroe. McEnroe behind the back.
Oh, good ball fake.
Beautiful dump pass inside to Sayers. And just like that, it's back to a 14-point lead. It was 19 a minute ago.
Basketball, as we all know, is a game of runs.
A lot of possessions, yep.
It's not like a football game where you might get 6 possessions total.
How about that runner by Drew Jones?
You know, we didn't talk a lot about him the first time you and I covered him, but, you know, he's he's a good, solid player, and one of those that just will do anything for his team to win.
Jones extends the lead to 16. Fight for the ball. Harrison has it. And quickly to Crane. Crane with the finish.
That was a beautiful ball fake.
Oh, Isaiah Crane is absolutely playing with a passion here in the second half. He's got 21.
What was that old NBA game? He's on fire. Long three from Ramos. Why not?
Yeah, sure. Whoa! Isaiah Crane's got 24. Are you kidding me?
And he has scored the last 10, 12.
And all of a sudden, it is a 21-point lead for Carroll with 12:50 to play here at half number 2.
My love of stories is really what drew me to English in the beginning. I always loved reading growing up and writing as well. So as an English teacher, that's my biggest thing, is really hoping to foster that love of reading. One of the things that I like to do every week is check in with my students about how the week has gone for them and hear from them kind of what are some great things that happened this week, what are some things that maybe we could do better next week. Being that we're all in this together kind of really gives me that encouragement to keep going.
It's more than a jersey. It's more than a game. It's honor, pride, and legacy. Stepping onto that court, knowing you carry the whole city with you. Inside the kennel, there's a heartbeat. Here, nothing is given. Everything is earned. You fight for every rebound, every possession, because pride doesn't come free. This is Gonzaga, and this is our house. Join Nonstop Local this season and be a part of the excitement.
Welcome back to Carroll College. Saints on top, 67-46. Thanks in part to the play of Isaiah Crane with 24 points. Out of Portland, Oregon. Jesuit High School, honorable mention All-State in Oregon. He's already had a 48-point game against Providence. That was back on January 17th, so he is capable of going off, which is what he's doing tonight. Oh, they're going to send this one back the other way. Okay. Foul is on Dean Blair. That's his third. Wasn't quite sure what he did on that play, but so the lights down 21. And they need points in bunches right now. Deep three, and this one is no good by Ramos. De La Cruz pulls up, in and out. Cheldy with the rebound. Here comes MSU-Northern. And well, they made a nice run here in the second half. Got it to 12. There's a three. Gillett with the basket. Even do a little pose after that.
He did. He thought that one was going down.
Oh, beautiful pass inside and a finish.
Yep.
Maxwell got behind the defense.
That was a 40-yard touchdown right there.
You had a quick 5-0 run for MSU-Northern. So Coach Pearson will take a 30.
Wasn't
every time you think this thing is just going to absolutely turn into a blowout,
yeah,
Northern will make a run.
You know, I said if they can get it to single digits, well, they got some work to do in the next minute and a half or minute 10. But correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Trayson Gillette, as much as a basketball, he won state championships in football too, right? At the 6-man level?
I believe he
At
did.
least
Yeah,
one?
Box Elder.
Yeah, yeah. I spent 2 years in Box Elder. What a fantastic school. 2nd and 3rd grade. Made a lot of great friends up there. It's just a great little town, 25 miles from Havre.
You remember 2nd and 3rd grade?
I don't remember it. I just remember being there.
You just remember a kid having a lot of fun, right?
I was very short, and I got my first perm, and they called me the albino Webster. That was a big TV show back then.
Yeah.
Loved Emmanuel Lewis.
Oh, of course.
And the dad wasn't he on the, he was a Detroit Lion, yeah, Alex Garris.
That's right.
Yeah.
And again, they get behind the Carroll defense.
Yep.
Nice finish by Sayers.
That is 2 straight possessions that Carroll's defense in transition was very slow getting back.
Sayers has 16, and it's back to a 14-point lead. So from 21 to 14, 7-0 run. Harrison. Boy, that was inside the cylinder and came out.
That was kissing the net a little bit. Don't let him loose underneath. Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
He is so smooth.
Gillette with the finish there. He has just 5 and back to a 12-point game, 67-55.
Somebody for Carroll needs to step up.
Beautiful drive.
Too strong.
Yep. Got a good look at it. Jones did.
Oh, beautiful.
Inside whip pass and a finish. Can't do it better than that as Cheldy with a finish. And now it's down to 10.
It is a 10-point game with 10 minutes to go.
It was a 21-point lead for the Saints just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 50 seconds ago. Now 3 minutes.
We are under 10, and we've got a good one. And a whistle and a foul as Maxwell hammers Jones.
Same thing as Harrison's in the first half. I think he got him with the hip.
All right, timeout on the court. We'll step aside with 9:39 to play in this one. Carroll leads by 10 over MSU-Northern.
I wanna wake each morning with you next to me.
Literacy is one of the most important pillars of learning. Literacy empowers our students and positively impacts their lives. That's why Nonstop Local has partnered with Black Hills Federal Credit Union for the Bring Books to School program. Each month during the school year, we'll visit a local school and present them with $2,000 to purchase books for their students. Let's encourage early reading and ignite imagination in our kids. Join us at Nonstop Local as we bring books to school. Sponsored by Black Hills Federal Credit Union.
Well, it has been quite a night for Isaiah Crane, the redshirt sophomore from Portland, Oregon. And he caught on fire in the second half.
Yeah, he did. And you look at the stat line, 24 points, 4 of 5 from the 3. Hit a couple in a row. He had a run of 12 straight points, I think. And he's got his team on his back, had built a 21-point lead, and then all of a sudden, here comes MSU-Northern. But great job by the sophomore Isaiah Crane tonight.
So Jones at the line for 2, and we talked about how prolific this MSU-Northern offense is. They come into tonight's game averaging 81 points a game, but it's the ability to score so quick. I mean, that 21-point lead just evaporated. They ran the floor, got behind the defense, some quick transition layups. Second free throw is up and in as well. So back to a 12-point lead. And the lights very much back into this game. Clayson Delp brings it across.
Speaking of hair, Delp's got some great hair.
He does. Well, Delp, he's got the floppy. He's got the the floppy basketball look there. Oh, contact.
It's a little Pete Maravich.
A little bit. A little bit.
Steve Nash had it back in the day before he started losing it.
Well, at least we forget Larry Bird, who had quite the mop top.
I love Larry Legend. And I'm a Laker guy, or was. Little Fairview, Montana. Or he's from Zillow, Washington.
First one is no good.
You know, a guy we didn't see, he started, but Oscar Pula, we haven't seen hardly anything of him. The big 6'5 junior from Chinook for MSU-Northern. He's been on the bench most of the second half.
So 1 of 2 brings it down to an 11-point game. 69-58. Here's Crane, swings it around, three-pointer on the way, and this one is short. Raked out of there by Ramos. And again, look how quickly they get into that offense.
Yeah, they're not wasting any time.
Delp punches it inside to Sayers, kicks it back outside, 3 on the way, and this one is no good. Harrison is there for the rebound.
That's a big miss and a big rebound for the Saints and a nice ball fake.
Harrison sets up a 3.
A little quick.
McEnroe clears it. Gillett with a basketball. They can get it to single digits with a bucket here. McEnroe kicks it back outside. Inside to McEnroe. Backs in, now kicks it out. 3 on the way. And that errant shot is rebounded by Isaac Round.
And you see him, he immediately got the ball, looked at his bench, and signaled slow it down as he brought it up the floor. And then, of course, they don't.
Well, last couple of possessions, real quick.
Yeah.
So they do indeed. Oh, beautiful pass inside and the easy bucket. That's what they were doing so well in the first half as Nate Christie connects, is they break down that defense, find the open guy, and that's too easy.
I'm not sure if Christie's going to be the Frontier Freshman of the Year, but he's got to be in the mention for sure.
Averages just over 10 points a game. McEnroe double team, so they swing it around outside. Sayers.
Foul on Crane. I think they'll get him. Yep.
Fourth team foul. Second on Crane.
Yeah, we had 36 combined fouls or 39 combined fouls. No, that's a lot. Let me redo my math. How about 20 combined fouls in that first half? We only have 8 so far here.
Yeah, this has been a really, really well officiated game because they've allowed them to play. It's been physical.
Very. They got chippy early, and they got control of it.
Sayers thought about it, couldn't get it. Blair is there for the rebound.
I bet you John Sislow misses him. CMR. Oh, almost. I don't know how he got that up.
Harrison in traffic and gets the floater.
Wow.
He just disappeared down there among the bigs and somehow gets the floater to go, and it's back to a 15-point lead.
You know, it was just a moment ago, Chris, you mentioned a bucket for Northern would have got them within single digits. They missed. Carroll then took over.
Well, you talk about a game of runs. This one has had all kinds of runs. Fortunately for the Saints, they've had the longer and bigger runs than MSU-Northern, but when you can score at the clip that the Lights can score at, no lead is ever safe. We're down to 7 minutes now, 15-point lead. And we will take a timeout. Carroll College on top, looking for a win at home tonight.
Need print materials fast? Minuteman Press has you covered. From business cards to banners, flyers to signs, we print it all with professional quality at lightning speed. Upload your design in minutes, choose from thousands of templates, and get exactly what you need when you need it. Whether it's for your business, event, or big idea, Minuteman Press delivers printing made simple, fast, and affordable. Minuteman Press, printing for the minute you need it.
And all the other apostles except John laid down their lives for Jesus. They lived out the conviction that God placed in their hearts. But it's not about life here. It's about what God has called us to. It's another kingdom. We have left our allegiance to Caesar and all the world around us. We have transferred that allegiance to Jesus Christ.
Be sure to watch the Midnight Cry broadcast every Sunday at 8:30 a.m.
Back for the final 7 minutes of this one. Saints have led pretty much wire to wire, up 73-58. Lights have had some runs, trailed by as many as 20 in this one. 21 in this one. Got it down to 11 with a chance to cut it inside 10, and now back to 15.
It was almost 6 minutes ago. It was a 21-point lead. As you mentioned, came close, and then Carroll. But now we'll see what Northern can do. Northern, 23 of 52, 44% shooting. Carroll down to 50%.
And they swing it outside. 3 on the way, won't go by Maxwell. Boy, Maxwell's been quiet here in the second half.
He has. He had some big shots early in that first half as the teams traded punches through the midway point.
Yeah, he's got 15. Most of those, though, coming, as you mentioned, Jason, in the first half. Here's Crane. Nice pass inside. They go to the big fella who gets it blocked by McEnroe.
Good hustle by Northern, great defense. So I'm looking at the halftime stats. It said Maxwell had 17, and now he only has 15. How's that work?
Somebody's not counting doing math.
I'm just saying. Do you remember when you first started out keeping your own scorebook?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh, nice drive.
Beautiful drive and finish.
Ramos has had a great second half, Chris.
He has. He's got 10 points. Under 6 to play. Lead is 13. Saints trying to maintain this double-digit lead. Here's Crane. Draws the double team immediately. Now kicks it outside. And a nice drive, a whistle and a foul. Boy, Blair had a great look at it. But he'll go to the line for 2.
You know, he looks like he could have played D-end in high school football.
6'5", 230.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about D-end size, right?
Yeah.
Even maybe a little more than that at the high school level.
Well, and what I love about it is he's got great feet and great hands. So obviously, maybe a tight end as well. But I mean, he's just doing great. And remember, he's only a freshman.
Yeah.
And we see a lot of that in the Frontier, a lot of freshmen play, and it's fun to watch.
Well, he's a freshman, and he's already sporting a decent mustache. So.
Oh, yeah.
First free throw is good, so the lead is 14, and make it 15. So now the Lights are at the point where they can't trade baskets now. They need baskets and stops on the other end.
Absolutely.
And you exert so much energy trying to come back from such a huge deficit. Here's a 3 from the baseline. That was huge. Ramos again, and you mentioned what a good game he's had. 13 points.
11 here in the second half. And lead back to just 12.
Ramos averages 14 a game. He's right there.
Almost a steal.
Here's a deep 3 that's up and in. Beautiful 3 by Drew Jones.
What a game he has had.
Jones has 11.
Another freshman. You don't see Trace and Gillette missing a lot of those. No, it's a different game. Moving from high school to college. It's a lot quicker.
Oh, it sure is.
You know?
It sure is.
And then when you're not the man and you become just one of 12,
yep.
You know, he'll be fine though. He's too good of an athlete. But you know, it just has to eat him in a little bit where he can't take over a game, and maybe that's what he needs.
Timeout taken on the floor with 4:31 to play here in the second half. 78-63. We've got a little more college basketball coming your way as we get down to the end of the season. In fact, next weekend will be the final weekend of the regular season, and next week right here on SWX, it is Montana Western heads north on I-15 to Great Falls to take on Providence in Frontier Conference basketball. Women's game at 5, the men at 7. Right here on SWX.
Looking forward to being on the call for that one with you again and getting back up. I spent a year as the sports information director at Providence, and it was so awesome to just get to see the inside of a program. And you and I get to see a lot of things that the general public doesn't with our jobs. But being on the actual inside, and it's a great school, great athletes, unbelievable coaches. It's just a lot of fun. And I look forward to being up there in Western, a first-year coach and on the women's side. And, it's just they've had such a great run. In fact, I ran into Steve Keller, the old Providence and Western men's coach, last week at an East Helena basketball game. And, first time in 47 years that he's not coaching. But, what he did for the Frontier Conference.
Oh, my goodness.
And he brought Providence back to, national recognition.
Montana Western.
Oh.
And then tremendous success at the high school level.
Oh, yeah.
Before that, I mean, the guy, if you add up the wins at the high school and collegiate level, yeah, he is a coaching icon at Montana. Son West, of course, the women's coach at Rocky Mountain College. It was fun for years. Steve was the boys basketball coach for the Montana All-Stars, and Wes was the head coach of the Montana Girls All-Stars. And he went, I think, 19 or 20 games without losing in that series.
21 or 22 in a row.
Yeah,
it was
a lot. Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you about it after this beautiful pass to Hella Harrison, but wow.
How about that pass? Again, the passing and recognition, right?
Yeah, unbelievable. But I'd go into his office working up at Providence, and, he had, and this was in the summer before, and he had a whole list of players that he was looking at for the Montana-Wyoming All-Star game.
Yep. Here's McEnroe. Oh, that's a tough shot.
Yeah, Ramos.
Yeah, that's a little too much to ask. Isaac Round with a rebound, and now with a 17-point lead coming down to 3 minutes. Carroll College hoping they withstood that one last run that MSU-Northern had as Crane with the floater.
Well, and you brought it up, Chris, as we see the foul in the paint, but, you expend so much energy to get back into a game. And if you do it too soon, is that so bad because your body is then just exhausted for the final 8-9 minutes? And obviously you don't want to let a team get up 30 in the final 4 before you come back. But
well, and keep in mind, too, that they played in Billings last night.
Yeah.
So, you're...
And I've made that trip. You go to Billings, you spend the night, you come back, or come back to wherever you're going that night, spend the night, so you're not getting to a hotel till, 1 or 2 in the morning. And I remember one time going through Livingston, riding the Carroll bus back, and the high winds right there at Livingston, and we had to go
Ran
through.
Into a little bit of that today.
I'm sure. I'm not shocked by that, to be honest.
I've made that detour through Livingston more than a few times on my way to Bozeman to do games.
Yep.
In the wintertime. But we have been blessed with I don't know, it's a blessing and a curse. It's great for us because we have to travel to these venues across Montana, and we haven't had to deal with the cold, with the snow and the extreme cold. But the bad side of that is we need moisture.
Yes, we do.
We have not had much snow.
No, and within a month, as the free throws missed and a foul on the rebound, but the snowpack level went from 100 to 110% down to 82%. I saw across the West. So, yeah, we do need it.
I'm always careful about what I say about weather because
she hears you.
If what one person says that they like is really hurting someone else, and a lot of people in this state depend on a lot of moisture.
Farmers, ranchers.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Golfers.
Yeah.
3 minutes to go, and I don't know if Northern has enough in the tank, Chris. To be honest. Gillott's been out there a lot.
Yep.
Just for a freshman, and it looks like Hughes rather has actually put in a lot of the
subs,
the younger kids.
Oh, nice job by McGarvin. Gets his rebound. Oh, it gets blocked.
Oh.
Nice job by Cheldy.
Is it Fairview Eagles?
Yeah.
Or Fairfield Eagles? Or is it both?
Fairview.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it's not both.
I think it's both. Now let me know. You know who would know? Flint Rasmussen. He knows everything.
Flint knows. Have you seen that? Did you see that Flint's made a bit of a comeback?
He has.
He retired to go to work for the PBR and retired. His entertaining days were over. But he showed up at Madison Square Garden
He was out in Rapid City last weekend for PRCA.
And I believe, we've got the PBR coming to Billings in April.
Ooh.
And I would be shocked if he is not the man in the barrel for that.
That would be longest running PBR tour stop.
Yeah,
Billings.
it is. It is the longest running stop in the smallest market. All right, here we go. 2:27, 18-point lead.
Yeah, Carroll, definitely, to answer your question, they withstood that final run.
Yeah.
And you get the senior in there.
Crane extends the lead to 20.
And you wonder if Crane will finish the game, or since it's senior night, will Coach Pearson get him out?
Well, Carroll will go to 18-7 on the season overall, 16-4 in conference. And right there with Bellevue going into the final weekend for that number 2 spot. That's
nice
a
move,
good move inside.
I think Bellevue has the tiebreaker over the Saints, as Coach Pearson calls that substitution timeout just to swap out some players. He got De La Cruz on the floor and then got him off to get to that senior ovation. That's what you need. That's what a great coach does. And when somebody has gone through the program with you, gone through the ups and downs, gone through coaching changes, they deserve to be clapped off.
Absolutely. And boy, what a talent.
Oh, my gosh. Mentioned it. You were having the headset issues in the first half, but, he's got those rec specs, and they're not Kurt Rambis type rec specs. They're probably, Oakley's or something nice, but hey, I wore rec specs for a year or two.
Oh, how about that move?
Wow.
How about Gavin Gross making the most out of his?
Hey, you don't get in the scorer's book by not playing.
That's right. If you're going to get in,
go to work.
Go to work, young fella.
And he comes up with the steal. West Lynn, Oregon product. Oh, and a good defensive effort by Gillott to get back and block that and save the easy bucket. Northern, it's been a struggle. We know that they're the 7th seed. They'll play either Carroll or Bellevue in that first round of down in Butte in the Frontier Tournament. But, yeah, this is still a good Northern squad. But it's, to me, Chris, maybe a 4 or 5 team race.
Yeah.
You've got Rocky on top, but we've seen them lose. And Tech, after early season losses, back at where you expect them to be, near the top of the standings.
Yeah, and they've been up and down a little bit.
Yeah.
So
that's the pressure of the Frontier Conference. It's one of the best conferences in the league. Already was, and then you bring in the 6 new teams. It's even better.
Final minute of play here at Carroll. Saints putting an exclamation point on a big win. That's going to be
3 free throws.
3 free throws.
Yeah,
Yep.
Gillett kind of sold it a little bit, but that's what a good player does. He's just so good.
Well, and now look at those free throws at the line. First one is up and in for Gillett.
How great he gets to play his home games 25 miles from where he grew up. And the Box Elder fans are going to travel.
Oh, yeah.
Very well. That's why we have the 9C up in Great Falls every year, or in Havre every year. It's just, if Great Falls had the C every year, it'd be nothing better. We'll be up in the Electric City next week.
That's right.
Friday night.
We
Looking
will.
forward to it. Western and Providence.
Two teams, yeah, they both not having the kind of years they would have liked. There's a 3.
I have no idea who 32 is on our roster.
We don't have 32 on our roster, so.
Is that maybe Cam Niles, the senior? And then a turnover in the backcourt. This is like a high school tournament game or a senior night where you get kids that aren't the managers in and knocking down threes.
Oh,
there's Gross.
There's Gross for 3.
So
he's got 6 points in the final minute.
Why not? And people are going to look at this going, well, you're running up the score. You got all freshmen and sophomores out there. These aren't your starters for either team. So let them play. You look at football, right, when you get into V formation, they'll send out the backups for just to take a knee. Why? Let them play. And let them run your offense and have some fun out there.
Well, they put up 90-plus points last night, and they're over 90 again tonight.
Well, they also overcome the big loss they had at Northern in Game 1. I think it was an 18-point loss.
They did.
Yeah. So now they're even in the series. So if they do play in the conference tournament, it's 1-1. It'd be the rubber match.
That would be, and it would be on a big stage.
Carroll just going to dribble this one out.
Yep.
Another sweep. That's back-to-back nights. The Saints sweep Frontier opponents, both the men and women, getting huge wins to stay atop the Frontier.
So a nice victory for Carroll College as the women and the men post victories tonight at home. They get the sweep over MSU-Northern. Final score once again, 92-70 in favor of Carroll College. Back to wrap things up after this.
On fire to start. Everything he touches turning to gold. Man, he's good. Are you not entertained? He's having a night.
February 15th, the NBA All-Star Game on Nonstop Local Billings is brought to you locally by Hardin Chevrolet.
It's more than a jersey. It's more than a game. It's honor, pride, and legacy. Stepping onto that court, knowing you carry the whole city with you. Inside the kennel, there's a heartbeat. Here, nothing is given. Everything is earned. You fight for every rebound, every possession, because pride doesn't come free. This is Gonzaga, and this is our house. Join Nonstop Local this season and be a part of the excitement.
It's time to color the weather with White Heating and Air Conditioning and Nonstop Local Billings.
We want to see how artistic you are, kids. The only limitation is your imagination.
Just draw, paint, or color the weather. Then every Wednesday on the Nonstop Local News at 5, a winning artist will be selected and given a $25 gift card to Wendy's. To get your Color the Weather form, visit White Heating, the Nonstop Local Billing Studio, or go to nonstoplocal.com and print one out.
I think I see some good weather heading our way.
Agriculture is vital to Montana. That's why Nonstop Local wants to keep you informed on all that's happening in the fields and ranches of Big Sky Country. The Western Ag Network has years of knowledge and experience, so they can tell you the stories that matter, the stories that make a difference and impact our way of life. Join us every weekday morning on Wake Up Nonstop Local for the Farm and Ranch Report, brought to you locally by S-Bar S Building Center.
And welcome back to Helena. Once again, the final score: Saints take down the Lights from MSU-Northern 92-70 to pick up win number 18 on the season, trying to lock down that number 2 spot in the Frontier Conference with 2 games left now before the Frontier Conference tournament in Butte. And Jason, the numbers really good for Carroll College, and they continued that hot shooting really into the second half.
Yeah, they did. They cooled off a little bit to 48%, finished 52% for the game. But, they hit some big shots. And Isaiah Crane, the sophomore, 14 points in the second half, hit some big shots. He had a run of 12 straight points, finished with 24. You get 17 from Harrison. And then Drew Jones off the bench with 12. He was a spark plug for sure. And, Northern's got some great play from, 4 guys in double figures. They just didn't have enough firepower.
And that's been their MO all season. They have 4 guys that average in double figures, so they do spread the ball around, and they get plenty of offense. But tonight it was simply too much Isaiah Crane, who led the way, leading all scorers again with 24. So
and Carroll had a 12 rebound advantage as well, 40-28.
Hey, thanks to our SWX crew. It's tremendous as always for bringing you the doubleheader tonight. Our producer for tonight's game, Dave Norman. Executive producers, Bill Heiselman. Thanks to our camera guys. Replay graphics, Cody Snyder, our director tonight. Thanks, guys. That's going to do it here from Helena. Once again, Carroll on top. They win it by 22. For Jason Walker, I'm Chris Byers saying so long from Helena.
Every day starts with possibility. In quiet efforts and steady progress. We're here for the doers. We're here for the dreamers and the ones shaping what comes next. Kenyon Noble, calling Montana home since 1889.
And all the other apostles except John laid down their lives for Jesus. They lived out the conviction that God placed in their hearts. That it's not about life here, it's about what God has called us to. It's another kingdom. We have left our allegiance to Caesar and all the world around us. We have transferred that allegiance to Jesus Christ.
Be sure to watch the Midnight Cry broadcast every Sunday at 8:30 a.m.
For grace, comfort, and rest from the struggles in life, join us for the celebration of the Catholic Mass. Experience a time of inspiration as we come together for Sunday worship and prayer.
Join us for Catholic Mass Sunday mornings at 8. For more information, visit heartofthenation.org.
Literacy is so important. It shapes how they think and feel, and it helps them interact in school, in future careers. Like, it's just super important in growing them as a successful person.
Reading and literacy is just the foundation of all academic success. So for me to see kids get excited about any kind of literature, it reminds me of why I do what I do.
Getting a new book every time, like something that you love to read, I think it's really cool just to get the opportunity to explore all that.
Here's what's coming up this week on Billings Clinic Montana Sports Series on SWX Nonstop Local Sports.
Your health matters, and Nonstop Local wants to keep you informed on what's new in medicine, how to keep you and your family in top shape, and so much more. We get the info directly from the experts and bring it to you every weeknight on Nonstop Local at 5 and 10. Your health is brought to you by Billings Clinic.
We now join this regularly scheduled program already in progress.
And as soon as it dropped down, I could tell which direction it was coming towards because I started seeing the amount of debris in the clouds just flying across the city, and I could tell as it was getting closer, it was getting bigger.
My name is John Smith. I live in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and I'm a mechanic at German Auto Tech. I live alone with my dog Chelsea, right behind where I work. We had just started sheltering in place. I knew there were storms in the forecast, but I didn't really know how severe they were going to be. About an hour before the tornado hit, I got an alert on my phone from a local TV station that there was a tornado warning in my area. There was definitely a different feel in the atmosphere,